Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 2 start and sits for the running back position. This is going to be a little unique as far as start and sits. I've got some guys that you may not agree with, but I do believe might be some sits, and I've got some guys who I think will be some great sleepers for you guys. Hopefully you guys won your Week 1 matchup. I won a few leagues, obviously lost a couple leagues. It happens, right? There were some duds out there that ended up happening, and there were some guys that ended up surprising you, right? Let us know in the comments down below who you felt was a dud for you if you lost, and if you won, tell me who surprised you, who gave you the most points that you were really not sure that was going to happen, right? Also, if you have questions, please feel free to follow us on our socials or hit us in the comments if you have questions about waiver wire pickups, or if you have maybe start and sit questions or trade questions. Again, hit us in the comments. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram. You can hit us up on our DMs. It's no problem at all. We're here to help answer any questions you guys have. We want to help make you a winner every single week and, of course, get you to that championship. So we're going to jump right into this. All right, we're going to go into the running back start and sits. Now, these are going to be your obvious starts, all right? These are guys I think should be starting no matter what the matchup is this week. There are a couple players you might think about, like an Aaron Jones or maybe a Barkley. Look, it happens. Sometimes people have bad games, but these two I still believe are absolute starters. I want to make sure you guys start them as well, okay? Now, we're going to go into this starts. First guy I have is actually Najee Harris as a starter. Yes, he didn't do well. The Buffalo Bills actually have a really good run defense, so it's a little bit of a struggle for him. His first game out, really Pittsburgh itself struggled. And then they finally showed up, but a lot of that had to do with the passing game, right? So Najee didn't finish very strong, but they are going against the Las Vegas Raiders, who were the 32nd against the run. They gave up 26 points to the Ravens as far as running backs go, and that's not even including Lamar Jackson running ball. That was just the running backs that gave up 26 points. Tyson Williams looked really good, and that was his first game as well. So I think this is going to be a good bounce-back week for Najee Harris. So don't give up on him yet. This is somebody I would absolutely start for this week. Next guy I have is Antonio Gibson. A lot of people are unsure what to do with Gibson. Gibson actually did really well last week. Has a really great matchup this week with the Giants. They give up the 20th against the run. They also give up 28 points to the running back position as well. This is a great matchup, and a lot of people are nervous what to do with him since now that Fitzpatrick is gone, and you got Taylor Heinicke who's in there. I have Taylor Heinicke as a good start. He's a good start this week. I think the matchup really helps him out. It is a Thursday night, so it makes it a little bit different, but I actually think that's an advantage for Washington. The fact that there's not a lot of game fill with Heinicke except for last year's playoff game that he did really well in, and then the little bit of this first week. So the Giants don't have a whole lot to prepare of. They could have easily prepared against Fitz, but it's different. So I think that's actually an advantage for Washington. Next guy I have for your start is going to be Tyson Williams. If you were lucky, you were able to pick him up after all those unfortunate injuries that happened to Baltimore. All of their running backs kept getting hurt, and obviously they got to protect this guy. They got to put him in a bubble. Yes, they picked up Murray. Yes, they picked up Bell, and they got Devontae Freeman. They've got all these big names, but they really love Tyson Williams. And I actually think he's going to be the starter, and I think Murray is going to be the change of pace back, which is what you saw in the first game. And if you did see the first game, Murray looked like a coal train or something. He was big, but very slow, and he didn't have a lot of good jump off the line. He was really struggling. He did get a touchdown. He is a big body back, but I like Tyson Williams a lot more. It's going against the Chiefs. The Chiefs gave up the 26th most rushing yards, and they also gave up 39 points to the running back position. All right, 39 points. Not going to say it's going to be that crazy, but I do expect Tyson Williams to have a pretty good game, anywhere from the 18 to 22 point range probably. I do like him a lot. Now, as far as your sits go, first guy, this is probably where people are going to give me some crap. And I'm okay. I'll take it. I have James Robinson as a sit. Look, Robinson didn't do well. I think he did about 10 points last week, which in a standard league is okay. But as a PPR league, that's not good. And it has nothing to do with James Robinson himself. A lot of it has to do with the fact, look, Urban just doesn't know what he's doing in the NFL. I'm just going to straight up say it. This is something that he did not use his back. He's putting all of it on Trevor Lawrence, who Lawrence looked okay at times, and then he looked like a rookie at times. So you've got to use your back. They're not using him. And they're going against Broncos, who were the 5th against the run. That's it. The Broncos are going to absolutely tear up Jacksonville. And unfortunately, they're going to be ahead, and they're not going to be able to run the ball and kind of keep the game close to give Robinson some carries. So I actually don't like James Robinson at all. He might surprise you, might get a touchdown, and that might help save his day. But I actually don't really trust him. If you have some other options, let us know in the comments if you've got Robinson and you're not sure what to do. We might be able to help you out with that. Next guy I have as a sit is going to be Mike Davis against the Bucks. Look, the Bucks are a great rush defense. They were 4th this season. They were number 1 as a defensive unit last year. That's why Zeke didn't really run the ball. Dallas saw that they could pass the ball, especially with the injuries in the secondary. They did a great job holding up that defensive line. The Falcons are not like that. The Falcons don't have a great offensive line like the Dallas Cowboys do. Their back isn't as good as Zeke. And there's no way Mike Davis is going to have a great game. They're going to be playing from behind. I think this might be a game where Calvin Ridley or Kyle Pitts might have a great day. But I don't expect Michael Davis. He might get a couple catches in the backfield, but that's not necessarily his forte. So I don't like Michael Davis a lot. And the last guy I have is Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin is a good back. Don't give up on him. I think he's going to be really good this year. I do think he's going to be better than some of the other running backs you see out there. But Myles Gaskin this week going against the Buffalo Bills, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. All right, Bills are the 10th against the run. They gave up only 6 points last week, and I see that continuing. And I also believe this is going to be a revenge game. And what I mean by that is the Buffalo Bills should not have lost that first game, and they're going to be pretty upset, and they're going to use that out on their rival, Miami Dolphins. This is a divisional game. Anything can happen, but I see it swinging to the Buffalo Bills. So I do expect Myles Gaskin to really struggle, and I don't trust him this week. Again, feel free to ask questions in the comments or on our socials. I know sometimes you can't sit a guy like that you may have drafted pretty high, but you may have some other options, especially maybe some waivers or maybe trades. Now, these are your sleepers. I've got 2 sleepers for you. I've got Ronald Jones. Yes, he was in the doghouse after that fumble, and Leonard Fournette took over, and there was a little bit of dashing of Gio Bernard. But Ronald Jones is the starter. They told him he's the starter this week. And they're going against the Falcons, who are the 31st against the run. So I like Ronald Jones a lot. I think this is going to be a comeback. You do have to watch for his fumbles. He does have a tendency to do that, but he is their best running back. Not Leonard Fournette, not playoff Fournette, Ronald Jones. Hear it now, okay? Make sure you look at maybe a possible flex, maybe RB2 for you guys. The last guy, as far as the sleeper, is I've got Melvin Gordon. A lot of people are kind of sleeping on Melvin Gordon, just the fact that they drafted Javonte Williams. Williams is expected to take over as the number 1 back. He looked pretty good for the little bit that you saw him, but Melvin Gordon was the better back in that game. He did a really great job. Yes, it was a little bit different. The defense wasn't so great, but he's also going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars gave up the 27th most rushing yards last weekend. And I do continue to see Melvin Gordon being a great PPR addition. I think he's a good flex option, a mid-grade RB2. I think he's going to be great for you. So make sure if you have him and you need him, I would put him in my lineup as well. I was able to pick him up in a couple waivers that people dropped because they were kind of nervous. So I hope this video has helped you guys. Hope this helped answer some of your start-sit questions you might have. If you guys do have questions, again, feel free to hit us up in the comments or hit us up in our DMs. We'll gladly help answer, even if it's not this. This is obviously the running back one. We'll have obviously your wide receiver and tight ends as well. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video just like this to help you out with your upcoming season. Also, if you like the video, please hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it. It also helps us out with getting discovered in the YouTube algorithm. There's a lot out there, and we want to be able to be one of those top fantasy gurus for you guys, hopefully. So if you guys have any other questions, hit us in the comments, follow us on socials, and we'll check you out next time.